Hello friends, Lissa here for another video. Today I like to talk about excuses and all the excuses that I used to use in the past to keep myself where I always was, and I just wasn't getting anywhere with my health and it was getting worse. So I want to share with you some of the things that I went through, and maybe it can help some of you guys with your health journey and moving towards a healthier, more hydrating, more fiber-filled, beautiful diet. So one of the main things that kept me from sticking to a natural, healthy diet was using the word moderation. Today, I use the word moderation in a very different way than I used to. We use the word moderation to justify eating things that we already know that we shouldn't be eating. Like, for example, if you go to your kid's birthday party and there's potato chips on the table and you're like, well, I normally don't have them, but it's my kid's birthday party and everything in moderation, right? So you're gonna eat these things that you already know are bad for you. You know they're not gonna make you feel good. You know they're dehydrating on the body, but you eat them anyway because you use the word moderation as a justification. I used to do this all the time. And when I would use the word moderation, it would kick me back into junk food and not eating healthy stuff again. And I would go months sometimes before I would get back on a healthy bandwagon, all because I was using the word moderation. I don't think that this is a healthy way of viewing eating junk food or things that don't make you feel good. If you don't feel good after eating it, you shouldn't be using the word moderation to justify eating it. I would always say, well, I could eat this now and then tomorrow I will eat something better or healthier or next meal or whatever. But these foods that we are eating in moderation are keeping us where we are today. If you're looking to change, if you're looking to have a healthier diet, a healthier life, the body of your dreams, you have to stop using the word moderation to justify those bad foods. Now, today, I use the word moderation very differently. I will use the word moderation to justify spending a lot of money on pineapples, for example. I will, in the wintertime when pineapples are $8 each, sometimes I will eat them in moderation because they're expensive. But it's not the food, it's the circumstance instead that I'm using moderation for. Or if there's a really expensive fruit that only comes in once a season, you're gonna eat those in moderation and you're gonna splurge. You're going to treat yourself to these foods. But you know those foods are gonna make you feel good. They are not going to drag you down. You're not gonna feel guilty after or any of that. If you feel any of those things eating something, you shouldn't be eating it. If you feel guilty or regretful or you wish you didn't have it or you feel physically ill after, you know that those foods should not be part of your diet. So you gotta stop using the word moderation. So another excuse that I used to use in the past that never got me to where I wanted to go was using the word transition. Now, don't get me wrong, it's awesome to be in transition. If you are transitioning over to a healthier diet, then that is so good. You should be doing that. The problem is when we use transition to keep us where we are, where, for example, if you're trying to become a vegan and you go out to a restaurant and there's a salad with cheese on it and you say, well, I'm in transition, so I'll have the cheese. You have to make the conscious decision not to have the cheese. You have to keep moving forward with these decisions. If you want to become a vegan, then you gotta actually eventually be a vegan. You can't use the word transition to justify eating things that you know you shouldn't. Same with moderation. If you're transitioning over to a vegan diet and you still have a big chunk of cheese in your fridge, you can say, well, I'm in transition, so I will consume the rest of the cheese, but I vow to never buy it again. The whole point is to eventually get to that point where you no longer eat those products. They're no longer part of your life, and you can't use the word transition to keep yourself eating those things that you know are not good. So that was another thing that kept me from truly achieving the health and the body that I wanted to, because using the word moderation and transition was just keeping me in that state of food addiction and still eating the things that I knew I really shouldn't eat. Another excuse that is really popular and that I see a lot, and I did a lot, was I will start tomorrow. We all, will eat something, or I'll have a bag of Doritos for breakfast and think, well, I've ruined the day, so I'm going to eat whatever I want for lunch and whatever I want for dinner, and I'll start tomorrow. The problem with that is that tomorrow never comes. And, if tomorrow does come and you fall off, then there's another tomorrow that's never going to come. So we have to change our perspective. And I did mention this in the other video, and a lot of people resonated with it. Instead of saying that I'll eat healthy tomorrow, why don't you eat healthy today and tell yourself that you'll eat junk tomorrow? If you really want to have those Doritos, tell yourself you'll have them tomorrow. And then the next day when you wake up, say, today I'm a raw vegan and I eat raw today. And then tomorrow I can worry about the junk food, because tomorrow will never come. So every day, if you wake up and tell yourself you're a raw vegan, it'll really, really, really help with your mindset. That was just one of the main problems I had, was always starting over, always saying tomorrow, when I could have made the decision the next meal to make a change, to make a better choice. You can do that too. All you have to do is take a stand and go over your reasons why you want to do this. Why you're a vegan, why you're a raw vegan. Go over those reasons as many times as you can. The more often you tell yourself that you're a raw vegan, the easier it will become. They say that giving yourself daily affirmations and telling yourself, for example, you're beautiful every day, the more you believe it. So the more you tell yourself that you're a raw vegan or just a vegan, the easier it is to make those decisions, because the thought will pop into your head and you'll say, no, I'm a raw vegan, I don't eat that. So it's a lot easier if you can do more daily affirmations and focus on eating good today, because tomorrow will never come. So don't worry about tomorrow. Focus on today. Another thing that I had a problem with in the past was that I was always hungry as a raw vegan. I wasn't eating enough calories. My salads would be big for me, but when I realized now that I wasn't eating enough calories, I needed huge salads. A lot of people tell me that they get hungry just eating a salad, and I say to them, then your salad isn't big enough. Your fruit plate isn't big enough. Your smoothie isn't big enough. Your dinner isn't big enough. You gotta eat more calories, or more often. If you can't eat a huge amount in one sitting, eat half and then save the other half for a little bit later. You can graze and munch all day on food, but as long as you get enough calories in, you should be okay. Your cravings will go down, and so will your weight if you're trying to lose weight. Keeping your metabolism up will also help to burn more calories at a sitting rate, and you'll feel warmer too, which helps you through the winter months. Being hungry all the time always made me fall off and make me think that I couldn't be a vegan. So eating enough food makes me believe in a vegan diet. It's just so simple. We need to eat enough calories. When you cut out all the animal products, all the grains, the potatoes, the rice, the pasta, processed packaged foods, junk foods, and all of that stuff, all of a sudden you're left with just fruits and vegetables, and we aren't used to eating that many calories from fruits and vegetables. So make sure that you eat enough, and that should help with that excuse. Another thing that I found was a problem for me was that other people around me weren't eating the same way that I was. And this is a lot of people have this issue where they have family that they love that are not following them on their lifestyle. For this, I just say focus on yourself. If you have to make food for other people, you can do that totally fine. Pretend that it's an extra thing that you're doing for them, like laundry or ironing or whatever you want to say, like just something nice that you're doing for them, but it isn't for you. You make your food separately and treat your food as the special food. Treat your food as the exception. You are doing this for yourself because you're special. So you need to focus on that as being very special. If you focus on that, instead of thinking of your meal or their meal is an inconvenience where you're putting a negative shadow over eating this way, if you focus on the positive and shine light on it and think about how amazing your body's going to feel and what you're doing for the planet, that helps a lot with mindset. Mindset is huge in this game of life. We need to really think about what we're doing to ourselves with our minds. We are so powerful with our minds. So make sure that you're telling yourself positive things surrounding your diet. If your family isn't eating the way you are, you can share your meal with them. Help them. If they're having whatever for dinner, maybe half their dinner could be a raw salad with you. You can all eat some of the raw salad at the table together if you feel like you need to share or whatever. It's going to be healthy for them in the long run anyways. So it's best to be able to expand their horizons and have a little bit more variety in their diet instead of just the same old brown stuff that we all eat, pastas and breads and crackers and everything like that. So adding some more green, add some more fiber. You love them, you want to see them healthy, so share your food with them. Why not? I used to think that it was really expensive to eat this way. However, it's not. It was more expensive for me to be drinking energy drinks, coffee, Doritos, takeout, chicken, meat, cheese, dairy, oh my gosh, and then all of those other, expensive things, the packaged foods and cereals and oats and grains and you name it, I, had it in my house. So I had a lot of other foods that I was buying, and I discovered that, and on top of that, you've got all your junk foods. If you go out to the mall, you're grabbing something there. If you're going home from work and you don't want to, make something at home, you're going to go and make a pizza or you're going to order something out. There's a lot of money being wasted in convenience foods, easy foods, and animal products. But giving all of that up and moving over to a more fruit-based raw food diet, I noticed that I ended up saving about $300 a month on my consumables. When people think of their grocery bill, they don't take into account all the little things that they're buying at the grocery store, on the side, energy drinks, coffees, things like that can get very, very, very expensive. So by cutting all of those things out, I'm saving about $300 a month because I'm allocating all of the money that I used to spend on animal products and grains to my fruits and vegetables. So I cut out all the junk, and therefore I'm actually saving money every month. So I can splurge a little bit on exotic fruits if I want to here and there. No big deal. But it really isn't expensive to eat this way. You can find inexpensive fruit at your store on the ugly table. You can stick with bananas. Bananas are fairly inexpensive. Greens, like I can get 6 heads of romaine lettuce for like $5, maybe if that, $4 if they're on sale at Costco. So really there's a lot of options when it comes to fruits and vegetables. Stick to local or inexpensive things in season. That's always a good thing to do. And just eat simply. Eating simply is so cheap. You don't have to, go out and buy really expensive fruits, dragon fruits and mangoes. If you live in Canada, some things can get really, really expensive. I just deal with focusing on the foods that I can get here in Alberta. And I'm grateful that I can get fruit way up here in the north. So I focus on the foods that I can get, and I'm grateful that I can get them. So changing your focus is really good. And on that note, I want to say that also when I was eating that way, I would go to the grocery store and buy a lot of fruits and vegetables, and then I'd get home from work, be tired, and I just want to make the pizza that I bought as well, and I wouldn't make any of the vegetables, and then days go by and the veggies would rot in the fridge, and I'd feel bad that they did, and then that was extra money that was wasted because I was eating all the other stuff. So really in, thinking about my past, I was actually wasting a lot of money on food that I'm not now. Now I eat everything that I get, and it's all fresh and raw and hydrating. So now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These were my excuses, and hopefully they can help somebody out there. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find me on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance. I'm also on Instagram at Raw Food Romance, and Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, I love you all, and fruit on.